but now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get it higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud down, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo.
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun live.
Àṣírí ọ̀dẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Thank you so much for joining me. Please let me know if the audio is perfect, okay? Just before we get fully into it. And thank you very much as well as you join and share in the broadcast. Please do. You have share this broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun today. The Jihad beyond Plateau, beyond Middle Belt, the media collusion and conspiracies. A lot of you have been distracted by a lot of things, especially how you are going to survive tomorrow, while a lot are being killed codedly. Other follow-up stories too. Please share the broadcast. We are starting in a minute. Today. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live. And I don't know if this is your first time of possibly stumbling on this platform. But if you have read the caption of the broadcast, the description as well. That means you should be kind of ready to listen to the whole story behind the caption that you just read. And most of the time, the stories comes in pieces. But there's something that you can be very much assured of tonight or this minute, and that is your time with Mayegun this hour is going to be worth it. Also, just before we delve into it, when you talk about Nigeria, there are some people who want you to do so, like walk on an egg shells. So which means you have to be very careful and all that. Then if you go further into, acknowledging the barbarity associated with a religion, like you go into religion, that seems to be a sort of a no-go area for many Nigerians. Well, not myself. So on Mayegun's Diary Political, just before we get into it, I want you to know something. And they are the things that are facts that emotions can't really sort of change. And part of them is that in Nigeria, there is only one ethnic nationality that has been killing the other ethnic nationalities because of, some people ask, because of what? But we have figured out that it is purely ethnic cleansing. Get rid of them entirely from that part and continue to do so until, some people call it land grabbing. However, in Nigeria, these same criminals, Fulani criminals. Now, here is where it can be a little bit complicated for some, but not for me. So let's be very clear. All right. Like I said, the only ethnic nationality that has been attacking other people and killing them, kidnapping them, they have been mostly the Fulani terrorists. Now, if you are a Fulani, I can possibly try to imagine how this feels or make you feel. Of course, and that is where the criminal elites that are backing these criminals to commit all this terrorism, who are mostly as well of the northern bloc. A lot of us have said their, like some will say, what is their real intention? Well, their intention, or whatever it is personal to them, as they are sponsoring religious terrorists. They are sponsoring ethnic terrorists. They are harming them, and they are ensuring that they are getting protections, right, from the supposed security agencies in Nigeria as fact. So if you are a Fulani, the ideal thing for you is not to actually gaslight other people. The ideal thing for you as a Fulani that is not happy with this act of terrorism would have been to outrightly condemn it unconditionally. And if that has been the case, it means that probably the terrorists were, they were acting on their own. They've not really got sympathizers. So they've not got sympathizers in government, and they've not got them among the populace as well. Sure, you get. So with that, maybe it wouldn't have kind of spread this much. Same thing applies to those who are Muslims too. From the record, the terrorists have killed Christians. Like, it has gotten to a stage whereby, it's been recorded. Like, this is in fact religious cleansing, religious war. That is to show the amount of Christian communities that were, raided and, where people were killed. However, simply because the main actor, the main perpetrator, the Fulani terrorist, armed to the teeth, they, like I said, for those who knows that the moment they come in and the way they kind of operate is pretty much like they do not want people to remain in those areas. And that then brings in the ethnic coloration. Then the other part is this. Normally, you as a Muslim, would you kill anybody? Because they say something about Islam, like, would you? No, you won't, Abi. But in Nigeria, there is ethnic nationality that will kill you because Islam tells them to kill you as an infidel. Islam tells them to keep you as slaves in Nigeria, the Fulanis. You get that now? Like, you might be a Muslim following Islam, and you are Yoruba, you are Tifi, you are Jokun, you are Berom, you are a Middle Beltan, so to say, a Muslim, but you are still a Middle Beltan, Abi. So this, to you as a Muslim, it is completely not allowed. But you will not deny the fact that there are some set of these rogues that believes that it is the ideal thing to do, that you want to make it look like, hey boy, you don't have to do it. But there are people who are doing it. They were killing people. They were killing children. They were killing women. They were killing elderly people, vulnerable people. They were butchering them, right? Kidnapping some of them. And they are shouting Allahu Akbar. You will not deny that they exist. So you see, when we now talk about them, just like I told those who are Fulanis, you should not gaslight people. You should not begin to try to cook up conspiracy things. Because listen, this is where the truth about them killing Muslim and killing Christians is also verified. But here is the deal. Why would they kill you because you are a Muslim when they are ransacking a village? Because the village they are ransacking is a village of the indigenous people of certain flock. And the agenda is to clear everybody there, whether you are Muslim, whether you are Christian. So you as a Muslim that knows that, okay, yeah, they do kill these people because, not because they are Muslims or Christians, they kill everybody there. That would be a very viable argument, not an argument you have to use in gaslighting people from sharing their experiences and stories. Because the primary reasons why you have eyewitnesses when events happen is because if they are bad events, eyewitnesses that gives account of what happens, they help you to prevent such. Again, you know what I mean? Not in that of Nigeria. So there are so many conspiracies being cooked here and there, left, right, and center now. And of course, people are kind of responding likewise in whatever efforts they can. As we speak, that you are reading about all this terrorism, these killings, all of that, everywhere. The Nigeria media, who also try to catch them online and all that, capture them online, and majority of them don't go to those places. I don't know if some of you have seen this video. It is that of, an influencer called the Very Dark Man. It has brought its own controversies, okay? Right? But here, a lot of us are talking about plateau states now, and others are talking about, the middle belt, right? But you see, in the last 3 months alone, the activities of these terrorists, especially outside the middle belt where they have been actually committing genocide. I'm going to show you something. So relax. Other places, I just got to hear that In Ondo State, the Fulani terrorists, they have overpowered the Amotekums in some part of Western Nigeria. In Ondo State, some part of Ondo State, they've overrun them. In Ogun State, in fact, listen to this. In Ondo State, some people are already relocating out of their communities simply because they are not allowed to defend themselves against the Fulani terrorists. No, they are not. And at the same time, there is no real help coming their ways. So some smart ones who believe they are smart, they are already abandoning those communities and moving their families to at least some urban areas. True story. In Ogun State, they have overrun about 4 local government areas. You know, when you hear the local governments like Imekwafon, you're hearing like a Yewa North, a Yewa South, and all those kind of a part of a Yewas there. Some people have left the communities completely. Sure you get? And guess what? They have become like open field for these Fulani terrorists and their cows. So let us kind of roll it back a bit. Like I told you, you will need to understand what is really going on other than what they want you to be seeing. And you get to know we are not paranoid. Okay? No matter how much they spend on propaganda to keep you confused, just pay attention here. Okay? When we roll it back, few steps back a bit, to how they deceived Nigerians about whatever their plan was. Before this whole chaos, we've had Fulanis in some part of Nigeria. But somehow, it took a religious turn when suddenly they started a campaign of anarchy, genocide, and it was meant for the whole Nigeria. Governments that should know better, they spent 2 years spreading lies and misleading the people, like if a Fulani terrorists kill a farmer in Ekiti, it's not Fulani from Nigeria. It must be Fulani from Chad. Government of Nigeria was saying that, according to them, because they didn't want Nigerians to see Fulanis as enemies. So anybody who talks about, if you get killed or kidnapped, you are not allowed to say it's Fulani, even if it's Fulani terrorist. So for sometimes they now devise means of what they called dissolution. The idea is, if a Fulani says this space, they are there, and they don't want you anymore, you cannot tell them to leave your forest or what have you, right? Let them be. Let us negotiate peace. So people are leaving their communities, going into the forest to go and make peace deals with the terrorists that have decided to kind of be there. In government, they were trying to make laws, guys. And the law was that for peace, for all of these Fulani killings to stop. This was like about 7, 8 years ago now. That's why I said, let us roll it back. How did we get here? Buhari's government decided to cede all of the waterways in Nigeria to the Fulanis. It sounded like, oh, does that mean that if I'm a Fulani, I can just go there and I'm the owner? No. Again, this is why I said a lot of you who are also Fulanis, who probably feels powerful, it is because you are ignorant. None of this work for any of you ordinary Fulanis. You see those who are in politics and in different positions, right? Especially who are Fulanis, some of them who are your role models, okay? Whatever deal or whatever agenda that they kind of have with the terrorists, that they do not have the political will to crush the terrorist. Because know this, in Nigeria, true to it, the Fulani herdsmen, those Fulanis with cows, because of the insecurity in Nigeria, they have become victims of those they called the cattle rustlers. Let us be honest, okay? That is happening. You know, if you now want to protect people like that, as well as stop those ones who picked up guns, listen, there are Fulanis whose cows will be stolen, and that Fulani man will be killed, and they will take all his cows. This is a crime. Sure, you get that ordinarily the government that should protect farmers should protect others. Abi? But when an herdsman moves his cows through your farms that you have labored kind of to cultivate, he is committing a crime. Abi? And the law should also do what? Deal with him. Things escalated so quickly because Bokuwari, a Fulani man, took over power. Jihadists, who are Fulanis, Kanuris, Hausas, and the rest of those ones who are Islamic jihadists, who took chance and took place in that power, decided to push an agenda of land grabbing through violence. First, they will be using violence to begin to wipe out all of the people, small, little by from village to village, and from town to town, little by little. As they are wiping them out, those ones in government, they will pretend like they are trying to stop the violence. So to now have peace, you see the areas they have killed the people and sent them to refugee camps, they will occupy those spaces. They will appoint a leader. That leader will now meet with other people from other communities. They will say they are doing peace meeting. In their peace meetings, you see the villages where people left as refugees, they do not return them back there. Majority of the refugees you see everywhere, they are far, far, far away from their places. But the politicians are making peace by saying, now you need to go and meet the terrorists who committed the crime to make peace. So this time around, if they have cows, they can, they can kind of feast everywhere, including your farm. So in order not to cause another, don't try and come and fight them back for those places. For now, let us maintain peace. They said they will not kill again. If all of you are not planning to come and attack them or fight back, guess what? Attack them or fight back. Listen to this. How could somebody who came and then invade my community, killed my people, burned down the entire, what do you call it, structures that they could find there, how could I make peace with that without you returning, without them being taken responsible for what they have done, and then you returning me back to my stuff, right? No, they started making laws. All the waterways in Nigeria will belong to the federal government of Nigeria. And 50 miles from those waterways. Because with that, they can resettle some of these murderers. They can keep them close and their cows close to water. But we knew it wasn't about cows. Abi? Criminals, listen to this. So criminals attack an herdsman and his cow. They killed the herdsman. They committed murder. They stole his cow. How did that then turn to murdering the women and children in a village? How? How did stealing cows and committing murder by some people lead into, genocide, including women and children? How did they relate? That's where people are trying to say, do not buy into any of those narratives. Some of them are conspiracies put together. What is really going on in Middle Belt part of Nigeria and so many other parts of Nigeria, as planned, is genocide. And it is ethno-religious genocide, ethno-religious massacre, ethno-religious cleansing. But some said, no, it's about their natural resources. No, it's not about that. One man, like Prophet, once told us this. You didn't like the way he speaks, did you? But his words continue to echo. I will start with this.
Some of us were raised on pig milk. For how many years now? And you keep asking yourself, what is pig milk? Pig milk is minerally the same milk that the cows produce in Holland can be produced in the zoo. Tell me the country in the world aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council where you move cattle from place to place. I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century moving cattle from place to place. Telling me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. All of you don't have any shame. The Holland that you get your pig milk from, do they move cattle from Rotterdam to Amsterdam? I'm asking you a simple question. But they produce the pig milk that you're drinking every blessed day. Why can't Fulani produce pig milk in Sokoto? Why can't they produce carnation milk in Kano? They have the cattle. Before the white man came, did you see any Fulani in your forest? All these people talking rubbish about movement of cattle and movement of... I'm asking you, before Britain came and handed over Nigeria to Fulani, ask your grandfathers, please, or your grandmothers. Ask them. All this nonsense we are hearing today in this so-called one, I want to tell you the dangers of one Nigeria. All this nonsense you're hearing today about one Nigeria, Fulani in our forest, Fulani in our village. Before the white man came, did you see Fulani moving their cattle all over the place? Did we not have meat to eat? They will answer these questions for you. Because sometimes in Africa, we don't reason very well. The way we reason is disjointed. It is disjointed. I can't understand for the life of me why, instead of them to waste all that money arming and equipping this Janjaweed army Mihetiala to come and conquer you and I, why don't they open a milk factory somewhere in the north and bring the milk down south? I'm sure Southerners will buy it. After all, pig milk comes all the way from Holland. Pig milk all the way from Holland. Now you understand it. Because of the way you people reason. Why can't you produce? Is it difficult to produce milk? The same milk that comes out naturally from the udder of the cow. Why can't you can it somewhere, pasteurize it, and send it to people to eat, to drink, or to do whatever with? All over the world, that is what is happening. In fact, they produce so much milk in Europe that they pour it away. 21st century, you are moving cattle, driving cattle, Nama, from over 300 miles. Claiming Yoruba forest is a place for you to be in. You want to relax, Yoruba forest is every Nigerian is free to live anywhere. And do their business anywhere, yes. But when an Igbo man tries to sell beer in Kano, you destroy it. You destroy their businesses, you destroy their hotels, but you can come down to the south and live anywhere you like and graze anywhere you like. And you're telling me that is a country, that is one Nigeria for you?
No. I know they spent a lot to make you hate that guy. And some of you still have some hatred left inside of you, of him. I mean, for him. You didn't like the way he was talking. He was insulting you. Some of you did not even know how they managed to incite you against his messages. Because if you listen to his messages, you go day angry about Nigeria all the time. Nothing will make sense to you. They spent a lot. Have you seen how the Fulani, those ones who claim to be educated, the Fulanis on social media, have you seen the way they react when they hear the word Nnamdi Kanu, ESN, IPOB? People that are kidnapping people, people that are raping children, people that are beating the people they kidnapped online, on camera. They make you believe that ESN is terrorist, IPOB is dangerous, Nnamdi Kanu is a dangerous person, and so many of you religiously till tomorrow you believe it. You've never sat down and be like, hang on. What exactly God did this guy really do? The reason why they spend their time to make majority of you unconsciously, you have so much anger, whatever inside you for Nnamdi Kanu. When they ask you, you will say it's because he insulted your pastor, or he insulted your tribe, or he insulted your elders. He insulted criminals, and he is always very, very clear about those of you who are the dumbos. You are still here, the idiots. They always give excuses for these criminals. Then you act surprised when things suddenly goes south. Like, how did that happen? Jesus. Oh my God. Oh, this. I'm going to keep that video. I'm going to replay it before we leave tonight. So this young man went to that Jos, by the way, and some of what is said here have been debunked. I will let you listen. And I want you to look around and tell me that the Fulanis who are killing people in Nigeria, they are doing it for what exactly, other than what you have been told? On this, I'll start. Let's get it.
All right, still in Bogos, where those people, Bokos, were in Jos, where those people came to attack those poor people. If you remember the video again, where they were pulling a child from behind his dead mother and his dead folks, you understand? So this is where it happened. Now, let me tell you what's funny. Bring the camera down. This is tin. This is tin. These are minerals. Look at it on the ground. These are minerals. So it is pretty obvious. See them, come. It is pretty obvious that these people are being killed because of the richness of their land. Can you imagine? They had to burn down the place. Come. See, start from here. They had to burn down the place. See these houses? Everything burnt down. We came into this village. There's literally nobody in the village. Like literally nobody. They had to run away from their own land, from the place where they were born, where their grandparents lived. Do you understand? Can you imagine minerals on the ground? See, minerals on the ground. Minerals on the ground. That means this land is rich. Why are they doing this? I don't know. It is obvious, but we act as if I don't know for political reasons. But please, Nigerian government, please. Now, I'll take you to where the children are. The children that are being affected. Those people that they killed, their children. I will take you to the IDP camp where they are. If you see them, then let's not even talk about the ones that are in the hospital without hands and legs because of insecurity in Nigeria or because of greed. What we all can enjoy in Nigeria, we have a lot of minerals in Nigeria that we all can enjoy. We are not supposed to be poor in this country. Dubai get only oil, sell Dubai day. We are rich anyhow. Look at this land, plain land. Turn this camera. Look at the land, raise it up. Look at this land, plain land, see, plain, beautiful land with raw minerals on the ground. But yet, Nigerians, we are still suffering. We are still poor because of the greed of the people that are supposed to protect us and take care of us. Because of the government. So, basically, somebody was trapped in this car. Somebody was trapped in this car and was burnt. Now, these things, where that guy did? What's it with this? Which bone? Human being bone. What I'm holding now, according to this guy that was here, have you put your face? I know if you show your face, now just show only your body. So according to this guy, he's saying waiting. Bones, human being bone. So this is the car. The person was, and as you can see, this is somebody. This is a human being bone. These are bones of somebody. But this is very dark, man, and I'm out here in Jos, Bokos, local government, yeah? Bokos, where the attack happened. So there was an attack on these people. Everybody that you are seeing here, they are not random people. These are like people affected by the attacks that happened on the 24th. It happened on the 24th, 25th, and on the 26th. So a lot of them didn't have the opportunity to do Christmas because of these attacks. And what is funny is that I've done a little bit of investigation. I walked around. Some of them are staying here, and then some of them are staying in this turn. Let me see the zinc houses. This place, and then behind. Now come back. So what's going on is, first of all, this is a very big community. How many community was affected? About 28 communities, am I right? About 28 communities were affected, where a lot of houses were burnt. These are like normal people that they go about their day. They make the Irish potatoes that you eat. They send it from here and send it all the way to Abuja. You understand? For you people to eat and you enjoy your life. Do you understand? Now, with these people affected, a lot of things that you see in Nigeria cannot be. Alright, so this is another community that was burnt down. Apparently, this one is even bigger than the last one where we were. No, sure. Take it around. Follow me. Show the houses. See livestock. Livestock are being left, abandoned by their owners. Come. See all these places. See people are. See their animals. See generator. Burnt. This place is bigger. Now let me tell you what's funny. From the last place we were to this place, it's like we drove for like 35 minutes on a normal low driving speed. Now come. Apparently this whole thing happened in a day. They attacked different places in the day. Their livestock. Tell people to care for them. Come. Sir?
Why you rush this thing?
I need to rush. You want to make a head back for one side. See, these guys are really packing their stuff. See. Big community. Take the camera here. Bring your hand. Good.
I mean, number one, the real people from that community said what a real dark man, I think that is his name, right? So they said what he picked up on the floor, I mean, so on the ground rather, that was in a tin ore, okay? So it wasn't like a mineral was there and all that. And they did not want the whole trajectory or the narrative to be like, oh, they come there because of their natural resources. No. The Fulanis, especially the Fulani terrorists, they are actually cowards. I will continue to say that to you. They are cowards. Okay? So they attack smaller communities. According to that guy, with what they told him, 25 communities in Bokos local government alone were just like exact picture you saw there. I mean, come on, what did those people do? That you came and you burned down all their houses, burned down everything, those ones you could kill, you killed them and you burned them down. Like, if it is not about land grabbing. But somebody decided to put the record straight, by the way, after that video of that very dark man.
It's with a heavy heart that I want to make this video. A lot of you must have been following how determined the media is, especially pro-jihadist media outlets like Daily Trust, to tilt the story, to spin the narrative into something it is not. And unfortunately, we have a man who is having a lot of followership on social media, the very dark black man, spinning out another narrative in a certain language that makes it sound as if he is sensitive to the plight of the masses. Whether he is doing it deliberately or he is being used ignorantly. But I want to say this, and I would say it clearly. The story, the narrative the very dark black man shot out is a falsehood. It is in a series of media stunts by the jihadists to divert the attention of people to something that is not. There is an Islamic jihad going on. It is leaving hundreds of Christians dead in the Middle Belt after every attack. Prior to the Christmas Eve attack, over 400 people were killed on the plateau by Fulani jihadists. And the only arrests that were made were that of people of the same community by the military. They killed some and they showed their tribal names and claimed that they were the ones behind the attack, while the main criminals are out. People, there is a global Islamic jihad that is focused on Nigeria. And they have picked the Fulanis and they are working hard to gain international sympathy for them as an endangered species, when in the real sense, they are a well-trained, well-armed, and well-sponsored group. So please, very dark man, wherever you may be, if you ignorantly did that, please, I would appreciate if you go back and issue a disclaimer. But your video is misleading. Your video advances the cause of global jihad. If you want to have the blood of those people on your hands, go ahead. But let us discard such media stunts, especially the Daily Trust, who chooses to make headlines that tilt the attention of people away from the jihad that is going on. So all God-loving people, all peace-loving people, all lovers of humanity, let us beware. There is an Islamic jihad with the sole aim of annihilating the Christian population of Middle Belt, Nigeria.
Did you get that? So it's not different from what you know, especially those of you who knows. The Fulani terrorists, as well as the jihadist apologists, the ones that will tell you that it is the people from those communities who attacked themselves, killed themselves, burned their buildings, the entire buildings in all of the 25 communities. And when you ask, what are they fighting for? They will tell you, well, they have been fighting for land for years. And so that they just decided to just extinguish themselves the same time. And then some of them also got kidnapped by themselves. Here is where you will know that indeed the Fulani terrorists and their modes of operation, their MO, is not different from that of Boko Haram terrorists. Take a look at this. What would you say Fulani is fighting for? That in Taraba State, after killing as many people as they wanted, they could kill, they also kidnapped 23 members of the community. When they got them to their camps, they allowed those who are Muslims to pay ransom. So 11 million naira was paid to them. And those who were Muslims were separated and they were released. The other ones who are Christians, including the village head, have been held back. What would you say Fulani is fighting for in Taraba, that they kidnap people? Sorry if you don't understand the language. It just has to be on the record, okay? Like I said, you may ignore other things that very dark man said, but you probably will never be able to forget the image that you saw, the buildings that were burned, and all those you saw. Would you call that misleading too? No, that is not misleading. That happened. But what is the idea behind it? Islamic jihadism. And this is not the first time we are being told. Some said their Muslim tickets is indeed built on this particular agreement of jihadism. And in Taraba, maybe, like I said, everyone is talking about Plateau, Bokos, and other places, Abi. What would you say the Fulanis are fighting for, kidnapping these people? What would you say?
So, Sarki, bismillah, go. Come on, kusa. Come on, kusa. Yeah. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yau. Na? Bude fuskan.
Assalamu alaikum al'ummar jihar Taraba. Yau Juma'a. Yau na yau muke hannu kwana uku kenan muke hannu. Mun yi kira ga gwamnati na farko. Mun yi kira ga gwamnati na farko da ta sa hannu ta kawo mana agaji ta ceci rayuwarmu saboda zaluncin da gwamnati ta yi ma wannan al'umma na Fulani. Ta ware su cikin al'umma gaba ɗaya, ta hana su zaman lafiya, ta kore su, ta kashe su, ta kwashe dukiyoyinsu, ta sa su gudun hijira suka tafi kasan da ba nasu ba, alhali kuma su 'yan Najeriya ne, 'yan Najeriya ma su 'yan Taraba ne. Aka wargadar da su, aka kore su daga asalin inda suka sani, aka mai da su inda ba su sani ba. To ina za su rayu? Za su rayu ne kamar dabbobi? Su dabbobi ne, ba su da rayuka ne kamar mu. Don haka su suna kukan yadda aka walakanta su, aka walakanta iyayensu, aka mai da su marayu. Su ma sai sun ɗauki fansan wannan abin, ko kuma gwamnati ta kira a zauna tare a shirya, a tabbatar da cewa an daina warayya, an daina son kai, an daina cuta, an daina zamba, an daina munafurtan kowa. Wannan al'amari idan gwamnati bata tashi ta yi wani abu cikin ɗan kwanakin nan ba, daga yau zuwa gobe ba, mu da muke hannu misalin zai fara zuwa a kanmu tukunna. Mu yadda muke hannu yanzu haka, mu mutum 23. Wannan tabbaciciya ne idan gwamnati bata tashi ta yi wani abu daga yanzu da nake maganan nan zuwa yammaci, to lalle gobe ka sai dai a ɗibi gawakinmu. Don haka muna roko duk wanda ya ji wannan sako, duk mai imani, duk wanda ya ji wannan sako, muna roƙon shi don darajan Allah ya yi kokari ya je ya sanar ma wanda yake tare da gwamnati ko gwamnatin karan kanta, saboda a yi wani abu maza-maza, a neme su, a zanna da su, a ji damuwansu kamar da na ambata da bakina don a samu zaman lafiya. Wannan shi ne babban sako da nake so in tura wannan safiya a madadina da al'umma na sarkin kwaji, mu da muke hannu muna roƙon al'umma.
Like I said, they are hostages. They were kidnapped when their village was attacked.